Welcome everyone. In today's reading, we are going to cover X-Men Gold Mojo WorldWide Part 1. Mojo WorldWide is a crossover event between X-Men Gold and X-Men Blue. The Gold team consists of Kitty Pryde, Storm, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Prestige, also known as Rachel Grey, and Old Man Logan. The Blue team consists of Marvel Girl, also known as Jean Grey, Cyclops, Angel, Beast, Iceman, and Jimmy Hudson. X-Men Gold and X-Men Blue are the property of Marvel Comics. The following story is derived from X-Men Gold issue 13. This issue is currently available digitally and in a comic shop near you.
In the Mojoverse, a parallel dimension governed by ratings and viewership.
What do you think, sir? The slender man with a long mane of white hair fidgeted impatiently as he waited for the answer.
Of the script?
Yes, sir.
Why, Major Domo, this is exactly what we need to reverse our rating slump.
Intrigued, the Major Domo looked down at a corpse sprawled out on the floor. Then may I ask?
Why did I kill the writer? Because the script is merely a suggestion. The action is in the execution.
Meanwhile, in Central Park.
Hey, bada swing, bada. The X-Men are enjoying a relaxing game of baseball. This is the first time they have all been together since the original 5 time-displaced X-Men formed the Blue team and moved to Madripoor, under the tutelage of a reformed Magneto.
So, Jeannie tells me you're my son from another dimension. Seems like.
Logan meets his pseudo-son for the first time. The family resemblance is uncanny. The sun is shining and the birds are chirping. It seems like a perfect day. Vroom. What the? I see them! 3 large golden pyres plummet to the earth, seemingly out of nowhere. Angel ignites his fiery rings as Jean calls out, Warren, surveillance, Bobby! Kitty interrupts her and called for Bloodstorm, Prestige, and Cyclops. You're with me on Squad 1, landfall around Lexington Avenue. Storm, Iceman, Logan, Angel, Times Square. Kitty's command seemed absolute. Jean was taken back at how quickly everyone fell back into the habit of listening to her. Nightcrawler, Beast, Colossus, Jimmy, you're Squad 3, Washington Square Park, go! The X-Men leapt into action. Squad 1 was the first to reach their target. The large pyre had crashed in the middle of an intersection, shoving buildings aside on its descent. It's huge! Prestige called out. Bloodstorm hovered above her as she used her telekinesis to lower herself, Kitty, and Scott to the ground. She focused her mind and linked all the squads together. They could now communicate as if they were all there. Beast studied the pyre with a scientific eye. Intriguing. Despite the atmospheric entry, the object is cool to the touch. As soon as Beast finished his sentence, a pink aura started to emit from out of the pyre.
We got some activity here. We see it, Pops. Don't call me Pops!
Kitty tries to block out the clutter of conversation in her mind from Rachel's Psylink. Get the civilians back! She yelled as Aura touched ground in front of her. Does anyone else feel trapped? Jean asked. Cyclops blasted the wall to no effect. Big time, Jean. Cyclops replied. Each of the X-Men try and turn to use their powers to escape. Nightcrawler is unable to teleport past the strange field. Kitty can't phase through it. Hudson and Logan's claws pounce off without leaving a scratch, and Colossus's mighty punches don't even make a dent.
Brute strength didn't work. It almost always works.
Colossus breathed heavily. That's not my experience, Colossus. We have to get out of here fast. Kitty called out. She was trying hard to keep the panic out of her voice. Jean walked past Nightcrawler and Beast to examine the force field closer. Whatever this is, it was made for our powers. This was deliberate. Something's happening. Suddenly, Colossus, Jean, Beast, and Nightcrawler find themselves in a dark side street in New York City, far from where they were mere seconds earlier. Old Man Logan, Storm, Angel, and Iceman look around to see snow-covered tundra around them. We have teleported. Angel ignited his wings and lifted himself in the air. The heat from his wings did little to comfort him from the cold breeze that cut through him. 9! This was not teleportation! Nightcrawler was familiar with teleporting. He knew he wasn't moved. But yet... I concur. Beast explained that they were somehow moved to a virtual environment. Suddenly, the X-Men noticed their clothing had changed. Kitty was in a dark green jumpsuit with a black M in the front of her left pocket. By the stars and garters. Beast was covered in gray fur and had 2 large horns protruding from his forehead. Their appearances had been altered to match their surroundings. Our clothing suggests we are in Asgard. Storm notes as she holds a replica of Mjolnir in her hands.
I hate flaming Asgard.
Kitty looked around. She was still with Bloodstorm and Prestige and Cyclops. They had been transported to what appeared to be a battle-torn city in ruins. Her gaze landed on Prestige. Rachel? Kitty called out at Prestige with her real name. This is where I'm from. When I'm from. Prestige lowered herself into a low crouch. She looked like a panther ready to strike. Are you? Kitty began to ask. I'm fine. Prestige cut her short. Kitty tried to get her to open up. She was concerned for Prestige. Rachel Gray was a very powerful mutant, but more importantly, she was her friend. Prestige explained that when she was here last, she had to stretch her powers further than she ever had before. She was worried that something broke inside her that day. Ever since, I've been seeing flashes of me here, in the future.
Destroy.
Before Kitty could comfort her, 2 oversized sentinels landed in front of them. Scott appeared from behind her, one hand on his sunglasses, preparing to strike.
Meanwhile,
We don't seem to be in the future. Jean was backpedaling as countless misfigured humanoid creatures charged at her.
this is the Inferno.
Colossus was charging up from behind her.
You're saying that someone's trying to kill us with nostalgia?
Logan asked as he stared up at a frost giant. Mojo looked on with glee at a multitude of screens, each displaying the X-Men in combat.
No, not nostalgia. Legacy! Your greatest hits, and they hit back!
Mojo's smile continued to grow as he proclaimed.
And the best part is we're broadcasting worldwide. This is going to be uncanny.
I hope you guys enjoyed Mojo WorldWide Part 1. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified the second Part 2 is up. If you want to read Part 2 before I can get it up, it can be found in X-Men Blue number 13. Thank you all for listening. I hope to see you guys next time.